Okay, so not gonna lie, it's been a little stressful. So I went up on the parkway and started recording this message for everybody. And I apologize. I had COVID a few weeks back and I got this terrible sinus infection with it. So I'm still sounding all nasally and drippy. So I'm sorry. But anyhow, I recorded it up on the parkway, and guess what? I found all kinds of stuff up there too. I mean, what in the world? So the bathroom incident, I had noticed some fingerprints on the mirror, like some really long fingers. I have really long fingers. I have long hands. I have big hands. I got long, skinny fingers. And I kept seeing these fingerprints on the glass in the bathroom. And I thought maybe it was just my son fooling around, but goodness gracious, they were a lot longer than my fingerprints. So my son's going through puberty. He's only 12, but he's growing like a weed. So I thought, well, maybe it's his hand. So I took him in there and had him measure it. No, it wasn't his hand, it wasn't my hand. So I hadn't really thought anything more about it. But this morning when I got out of the shower, I take super hot, steamy showers. I don't turn the fan on because I like it all hot and steamy in the shower. So when I was getting out, I noticed a handprint on the back of the door. I thought, well, that's weird. There's another one. And it was bigger than mine. It wasn't my son's. So I thought, I'm going to go run out real quick and grab a camera and just take a picture of my hand up against the one on the door and the ones on the mirror. So I ran out real quick, came back, and I was standing there taking pictures, trying to put my hand up, taking pictures on the mirror, and I could see over my shoulder, I could see, it looks like a cabinet. It's not a cabinet though, it's a laundry chute. I put it in myself. I always wanted a laundry chute, so I put one in. So it's hollow behind that cabinet door. And I noticed like a shadow that was moving up and down on the top part of the cabinet door. So then I started taking pictures and I'm like, oh, come on. I can't even take a shower in peace. Come on. It's getting a little silly. So I had to have a little talk with them about personal space and how, you know, people, us little shorty people, we like some privacy when we're taking a shower, and the bathroom's off limits. So I think, you know, when you think about it, I guess they don't wear clothes. A lot of these things we see, they don't wear clothes. So they're probably just curious. You know, you see all these videos of them like peeking in people's windows and stuff like that. So I imagine that's what it is. And I think that some of them don't realize that we can't see them. I think some of them, they act like they kind of run away when you, when you put, when you get close to them, or if you put a camera up or whatever, or if they think that they've gotten caught or whatever, they will run away. So, so I think that's probably what it was. Now, that's a little concerning too, because the handprints, you know, obviously they're able to manifest themselves into our world. I'm gonna tell you what I think is going on. I don't know for sure, but it kind of, the pieces are starting to fall into place that this might be what's going on. There's a passage in the Bible about the veil thinning between our world and heaven. I don't know that, you know, that's exactly, I'm not saying that's exactly what's going on, but I'll tell you, I think the veil is, I know the veil is thinning, because I'm not just catching things here. Sometimes there are certain YouTubers who they have their Sasquatch or Sabe YouTubers. Excuse me, just a second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, so there's a couple of different YouTubers who live in areas where they encounter the Sabe or Sasquatch frequently. And sometimes when I'm watching their videos, I can see through the veil. This is my big doggy. His name's Cyrus. He's a sweetheart too. So I can see through the veil. And a lot of times, a lot of their videos and stuff. And sometimes I'll just stop them and take a really good look. And you can, there was a gentleman who was very kind. He's a professional photographer who did a couple of pictures for me. So he showed me like how to enhance the photos so that you can see better. I'm not good at them, terrible, but he was a big help. So I've gotten better at being able to bring those things out so that you can see them. Some other areas, some other videos I've watched of people being outside even, I haven't seen anything. When I went to my appointment today in Charlottesville, I looked. I took some pictures because I thought, you know, what in the world? Are they like following me, or is this like an area thing? So they, there was nothing in the pictures that I took in Charlottesville. I'm very glad to say that. There was nothing. But I did stop on the parkway on the way home, like I was saying, just to kind of give you guys a cool view, which I'm going to put that at the end of this video so you can see it. But they were there. There's stuff there. Come on. I really think that the veil is thinning. Okay, so here's kind of what I'm thinking. The veil's thinning. I think most people who watch my videos, I think most people can see what I'm highlighting and trying to show them, and I think that most people can see that. But there are some that still can't. Even in the pictures, they can't really pick it out. Now, I always tell people there was a time when I first started like watching other YouTubers and watching their stuff. I'm going to use Scott Carpenter as an example. When I would watch his videos, sometimes I just could not see what he was seeing. But I trusted Scott's integrity. I could tell that he was an honest person. And I figured maybe it was just some kind of resolution issue on my part, that maybe that's why I couldn't see him. And then once I really started reviewing the film that I'd taken on August the 7th, I think that's where it really all started. Because I started reviewing that film, and every time I looked at it, I was finding more and more entities in that film. And I think what it was is I was just getting better at spotting them. Like my brain was opening up that part of my brain. My big boy slide my little heater. You slide my heater, buddy. So I think I was just opening up that part of my brain so that I was able to see these things. But I did get an iPad 8. It was like the cheapest iPad model, and it has amazing resolution. And so it is a little bit better than some other devices. But the thing is that you should be able to see these even on something that does have a lower resolution. We need to figure out a way to help people to do that. So one of the things I've offered, and I'm glad to do it, I made an email account just for this channel. It's just like the channel name. I am Teresa Cryptid at gmail.com. I am Teresa Cryptid at gmail.com. I made that up just for the channel so that if you guys want any photos or anything like that, please just email me. That way you don't have to post your email, for everybody to see. You can just email me to that address, and I'm glad to send you out photos. And I'll tell you, I don't have a mailing list. I don't have time for no mailing list. I don't send out no newsletters. No newsletters. No, no newsletters. I'm not going to sell your address. I don't really care. I'm just going to send you pictures. And if you can share those with other people too, that would be great, because we just need to figure out a way. Because if this veil really is thinning, and I mean, I'm seeing stuff almost everywhere. So if this veil is really thinning, our two options are, you know, we walk around the rest of our lives snapping photos so we can see what's around us, or we figure out a way so that we can see them. Now, I don't know if they are able to come completely through that veil, like the Sabe, the Sasquatch, they can come through that veil and they change their vibration. Now I've got some photos that kind of show that too. I think that's why I'm able to see them in photos, is because it freezes that moment in time. So even though they're vibrating and morphing and changing and doing all this crazy stuff, it freezes it. It freezes the image so that we're able to see them. Now, if the veil goes completely down and all of these beings come into, you know, our dimension, boy, we're going to need some people who can see them, you know, just in case. I've heard that the pineal gland, I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, pineal, I forget, that sometimes working on your third eye, your chakra up here, can help unlock it so that you can see these things. I'm going to start just trying different things. And like I said, if you guys, it worked for me. I think that's what worked for me, was just pouring over those pictures and picking out the different entities, you know, because I had right from a face, so I could make the size bigger. And I'll tell you something that seems to help is cutting down the saturation, cutting down cutting up the exposure, cutting down the contrast. I think that kind of helps to kind of bring it into view. But like I said, they're everywhere. I mean, in my bathroom, I found them in my bedroom, my stairs going downstairs, and I had a great big old Sasquatch arm in front of me, right by the post. Now I don't know, maybe they've attached to me for some reason, maybe because my dad had been up there, or maybe they're just wondering what in the world's done happened to me, since I haven't been up in the mountains for so long. But in the winter, it's very hard to get up there because oftentimes the road is frozen, there's lots of trees down, and you have to cut and move a lot of trees out, and usually it's just not worth it until you know it's going to warm up for good, because otherwise you're going to be doing that every drive that you go up there. So I'm not really sure if this is, like I said, if it's just, I'm getting a lot of this attention because of my family history up there. My dad loved them. I mean, his family loved them. I love them. I really do. I don't have any problems in the world with them. And there was a report that I saw, that I listened to on Steve Ishtal's channel, thefactsbyhowtohunt.com. He read a study that was done by some scientists. It was given to him by a scientist, a nuclear physicist named Edgar Jenkins. And in that, it told of a dog-faced juvenile Sabe that was almost double their 4-meter high marker when it stood up. When it was on all fours, I think it said it was between 4.5 and 5 feet tall. So I went looking through my pictures trying to find that, and I found some. I mean, I don't know if it's the same one because I don't have access to their photos, but I did find some that could meet, they could match that description. But the funny thing is that when I'm looking at them and really getting them zoomed in close and everything, they look derpy. I mean, they don't look aggressive. So, excuse me. So I'm not really quite sure what to make of that. I mean, but we only have our own personal, references to go by. So, like, somebody, if they saw my dog and they saw him like now, they would know he's a big sweetheart. But if you saw him going after, somebody, he'd be pretty scary looking. But if we see a dog, if we're out and we see a dog that is derpy looking, our guard is going to go down. We're just not going to be as concerned about that dog as one that, was staring us down hard or looking aggressive, not loving, just looking aggressive. We would be more concerned, more apt to be concerned. But with these, we just don't know what it is. We don't know. I mean, I took a picture. It was really weird yesterday. I pulled it off of that 8-minute film. And on an iPad, when you have a photo, sometimes it'll give you an option to look up a plant. And I noticed that the little plant symbol was on an entity. So I thought, well, tell me, what are you going to tell me, iPad? What kind of Surrey knowledge you got on that? So I went ahead and clicked it just because I was curious. And guys, oh my goodness. It is a tree that is native to Asia, Southeast Asia, I think is what it said. And of course, I'm in Virginia, and that picture was taken in Virginia. I got chills. It's called the Tree of Heaven. How's that? I mean, I got chills. I'm like, what in the world? The Tree of Heaven. Is that a clue? Kind of makes me wonder. So you guys just keep an eye out around you. If you get a chance, take photos around you. Especially if you have something like a live photo, like iPhones do, you can take that live photo because there's many frames in it, and you can go back on those frames and see if things move. I mean, I always look for the eyes first. I look for the coloring. There's like this specific, like really bright teal color that I find often around them. And if I move the saturation up, it just pops right in your face. So keep an eye out on those things. And let me know in the comments if you see anything in your photos. If you want to, again, if you want to send them to me at the iamteresacryptid@gmail.com, I'd love to see them. And if you're not sure, send them to me. I'll see if I can. I had to pull up. I got a dog hair in my mouth. I got your hair in my mouth. You're a doity dog. Okay, so I really and truly have been working very, very hard on these. I'd say the past week. I mean, I really poured into these trying to figure out what's going on, because it seems like to me like it's getting more. It's getting thinner. I think somebody needs to figure this out quick. So just be safe out there, you guys. And I'm gonna play the video, put up some of these pictures I took today. See ya.